Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show. Wanna laugh,
Hey!
Guys!
Yes.
I'm touching you.
Yes.
I'm touching you in the real...
Emotionally, too.
Look at this!
Not just
know.
physically. It's nice.
Yes.
We're all in the same place!
It's happening.
It is.
We did it. We did it.
We did it. How do
We
you...
did it. We made it. We made it through the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
We don't have to think about it.
I don't.
We don't have to worry about it.
No.
You know, it's like with the news cycle, I don't even think about the pandemic anymore.
No.
What's next?
It's like, when was the last time you even heard the name Donald Trump?
What is that?
Couldn't even tell
Out
you.
of sight, out of mind.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Guys, welcome to the Valleycast. We are here in the Valleyfolk office. We have been paying the astronomical Los Angeles rent for this place while some of us use it as a nappery and place to shoot
I've
social
slept here
work.
a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good
It's
naps.
a good escape from children and an even better place to come when your neighbors hear you crying every night and they're worried about you. So you come here to cry.
I'm going
instead.
to the $3,000 plus a month reprieve, wife.
That'll
Leave
make me feel
be.
better.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
in control.
Exactly. But here we are, and we hope to get a little bit of actual use out of this place again. As you can see, for those of you that are watching the video version of the podcast, we are in what some would call a podcast studio.
Some might say that.
Some might say that it is a repurposed orphan office.
Yes.
Place to purchase and trade
Why not both?
orphans.
It can be both.
To buy, sell, and trade orphans. And but
You know that's how it works. You start with one, and then you just sort of go to it's
Yeah.
like a economics lesson. You
Yeah.
just find the next one that's a little bit better, and if you keep doing it for long enough, you can end up with like a dope orphan.
That kind of sounds like that thing that guy did on Reddit back in the day where he was like, I'm going to start with a penny, and then he traded that penny for something,
Little
and then
kids.
like he just traded back and forth all the way up. That's how orphans work.
With children, yeah. Welcome to the Valley.
I will say this as a thought starter for you guys, and you don't have to answer this now, but I'll ask you. I will put out a question. I will put a question out there for you guys and for the audience, for anyone listening. Kevin's here behind the camera,
Kevin, everybody.
and he may not sit down because
Nor stop moving.
nor stop moving.
Has to be constant motion. Perpetual, some would say.
And it's
Right.
Kevin Brewitt.
I would say this. I would ask you this. Let me present this question to you.
Please.
Why is it so easy and fast to purchase a firearm, but it takes hoops and loops and ladders to adopt a child? Now, you don't have to answer that right now, but you can think about it, and you can call someone if you need to ask and get a lifeline.
Because they're not making any more kids.
Guys, welcome to the Valleycast. Yeah, we're back in the office. It's weird.
Yeah. I
we're-
touched you guys and reached out as
Yeah.
a means to just kind of break through that wall. But,
Yeah.
for all of you that are getting back into the real world, it's weird. Like touching
Yeah.
you is weird.
Yeah,
Being
it's-
next to you is weird.
I haven't felt a platonic touch in quite a while.
Yeah.
Like the friendship sort of thing, you
Yeah.
know, like hanging out with dudes and feeling that pat on the back.
Hanging out with
is-
your bros.
Yeah, it's nice.
I went to so Whitney Moore, a good friend and friend of the show, invited me to a screening of her short film, which she talked about on this very show when she was on. And it was such an interesting experience because we went to this, they kind of rented out this little restaurant in the valley, and it was like an outdoor kind of patio situation, and there was some TV screens, and the short was showing on the TV screens at some point, but there was eating and merriment and libations before the program, and it was really strange.
Pre-panty style. Yeah.
It was yeah, and the even weirder part was
Pre-panties?
pre-panty.
Got it.
And the weirdest part was so this was Thursday, and that was the day that the CDC sent out that very controversial message saying that if you're vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask in public or in restaurants or businesses and stuff. And at that point, it's up to the business owners if they want to like be sticklers for that or whatever. And actually, it's safer to still wear your fucking mask. Let's be honest about that. But I went to this place and it was like, it seemed like everyone was just like maskless. And so it just made sense to me that maybe they were just like, you know, all vaccinated people. But who am I to fucking know? And that's kind of the whole, I'll never know, but I know I'm vaccinated and really I was getting the lay of the land too. Cause at one point I was talking to people and I was like, it's going to get to a point where like, I feel like we'll probably need to wear masks on planes forever. Like probably.
Which is probably just smart
anyway. And if you
Have you tried it lately? I did it about a couple times recently.
I don't want to.
It sucks.
I really don't want to.
Wait, you mean wearing a mask or flying in general?
Well, for
Both.
sure, both. But wearing a mask during it, because what's weird about it is they're like, you have to wear a mask unless you're eating or drinking.
And you're like,
And it's like, what if I eat and drink the entire flight?
Exactly. And there's a little bit of like a arbitrariness to it. But yeah, it'll probably last for a long time.
So things like that will be in effect, I think. But like as far as like for our own personal comfort levels, I was like saying, and this is a conversation I haven't really had with anybody yet, but we were all fucking maskless in a restaurant and semi outdoors. And at one point I was like, if 80% of the people here were wearing masks, I would probably put on a mask. Because to me that means these are people that are trying to be safe. They care about it. Maybe they're sick. Maybe they are more conscious of being respectful of strangers. But it's like, for me, if I saw 80% of a crowd wearing the mask, I would probably wear the mask no matter where I was. Like, even if I was at someone's house or something.
If I saw 80% of people doing anything, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of humanity.
Yeah,
that leads to some real bad stuff.
I want people to like me, and I don't want to get in trouble.
I think that's just how the human brain works, basically, anyway. But I was like, if like 10% of the people are wearing masks, like 15%, maybe 20%. Like, at that point, you're like, it's kind of up to you.
I wonder if it'll switch to being like, there's going to be this period where we have to assume that people, like, you have that knee-jerk reaction of like, oh, you're not wearing a mask, therefore you're that person. But then I wonder if there'll be a switch where people who do wear, like, I wonder if there's a Venn diagram between people who aren't getting the vaccine and people who do continue to wear masks, and eventually we'll get down to like 10% people wearing a mask. But those are going to be people that you can safely assume actually don't have the vaccine. I don't know.
And that's the thing. It's like we're heading into a time for humanity where we're just gonna have to like kind of eyeball it.
We're just gonna have to kind of see what happens.
We're gonna eyeball it, and we're gonna use our own personal discretion. Right?
We're just in the transition period between this thing that we never thought we would ever have to deal with and then dealt with it, and now we're kind of on the tail end of it, hopefully. And it is going to be like, we're weird now. We're weird sitting together, so there's going to be this weird natural transition back to it all. And you know, it's the people that, when you said the 10% of people that will be wearing masks would be the ones that you can't assume they are or aren't anything. You know?
I know, and you'll never be able to be like,
this Sneetches on the Beach is Dr. Seuss shit. It's fucking with my brain.
Well, and you're never going to be able, it's never going to be okay to just go up to somebody and be like, hey, are you vaccinated? Like, you can't. So it's like, we just have to be like, like, for me, it's like, it's really kind of looking out for yourself and your family at this point, right? And it's like, for me, I was being as safe as I could possibly be during the entirety of the worst of the pandemic so far. Like, I followed all of the possible scientific rules for not spreading it, for trying not to get it. I did my very best. And I think I know how to prevent myself from having it.
I thought you were about to say I know how to prevent the next pandemic.
I know how to prevent the next pandemic.
I figured it out.
And we'll get to that right after this. No,
Steve Zergo's a panty fighter.
To me, it's like, I just know that I've got my vaccine. Mm-hmm. I know how to protect myself. I know the safest possible ways
Second Amendment.
to stay away from...
Stop.
Like, I know that if I'm in a huge fucking crowd, then, like, it's probably safer to wear a mask, even if you are vaccinated. And at that point, it's like, that's just my opinion, right? Like, I know what to do to protect myself. And I think that if everybody has their plan or their method on how to protect themselves, and we kind of just stick to that, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully it all eventually fades into the everyday background of our lives, and we all become reaccustomed to whatever it is moving forward. And like I've said before, I don't have much hope for it, but I hope we pick up the best habits and
Yes.
the best social ticks moving forward.
Yes.
In regards to what we've went through here. If you are sick, not just with COVID, but you have a cold or anything, let's take a little like lead from the East and wear a mask so you don't spread that shit.
Yeah,
like it's
yes,
great.
Yes, and not only that, like, you know, like just common sense, right? Like, and like we've seen the worst. I mean, hopefully we've seen the worst of what can happen with a global pandemic, and I think most intelligent people, most people that to a certain degree believe in science, know what to do, right? Like, and know, like, have an idea on how to protect themselves from this. And I think that we can rely on that, because we can't rely on herd immunity anymore, I guess. Not in Los Angeles, not in California or something. I don't know, but it's something we hope for. But anyway, but it was just weird because in going to this first like thing that I've done with friends, with all vaccinated friends, like it just like felt so weird, but it also felt like everything just snapped right back into place.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I went out to eat for the first time in Los Angeles since I think before the pandemic, and it was wild. It was
Like
very
sitting at a
strange.
restaurant was wild.
Yeah, and like
Yes.
checking in and then being like, well, we're at the table, so I should take our masks off now. But then I was
Were
like,
you indoors or was it an outdoors table?
we did indoors, but it was still like spaced and everything,
Yeah.
and everything was really open. And
But
you
you
know,
went for it. You went back to the little bit of normal, which is a hard
it
step
was
to
nice.
take.
It was nice. Yeah, it was very strange, and it did not take too long to get used to it. But it was wild. It's just like the QR code and everything now with the menus. You seen this?
No.
Every restaurant now just
Kevin's
does,
over there shaking his head off.
Yeah, every restaurant, and they
He's
have
choking.
this in Florida too.
help him, help
He's
him,
fine.
help
He's
him,
fine.
help
He'll
him.
be fine. He does
okay.
this.
I don't hear anything.
It's a condition, but yeah, they do the QR codes where you put your phone in, and you don't have menus anymore. They don't pass out menus, so you just look it up on your
interesting.
phone.
There's also, I guess, like a resurgence of those like self-serve sushi places. Like I keep hearing
really?
about the ones where you just like it comes by on a conveyor belt and you pick it up if you want it, and that seems to be like a contactless kind of like method.
In LA, they're doing that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah,
That sounds fun.
yeah. I know. I think it is fun. It's a really fun. There used to be one.
When
When
the
it passes
ambulance
you,
'cause
is
he's
it
choking.
covered? Yeah, well,
I'm sure now.
just
yeah.
drive on. He's fine.
The
He's fine.
there used to be a place right next to the ArcLight in Hollywood that was like a self-serve sushi place, and
Cool.
it is fun. It's like you just see something come by and you're like, ah, fuck it, I want that.
Yeah, it's weird. I was like, so we're gonna sit down and we're gonna tell someone what we want to eat, and then they're gonna bring it to us. But it's not.
But they're not going to
Postmates.
be in a car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's not gonna just get dropped off in a bag so I can run out like a little
It's not
pig.
gonna
Right, right.
It's my
Lukewarm.
favorite tweet.
Or just
Yeah,
or just
yeah,
open
lukewarm that needs to be microwaved immediately.
open the door, crack, and you're like, you know, all the marijuana smoke comes out of your apartment. And you're like, I'll take the Arby's, sir. Get out of here.
I want to look up specifically during the dates of quarantine how much I've spent on Postmates.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, I think I need to know.
That was never a habit that like my family ever was in prior, nor did we do it here. So the money that I've saved by not going out
Wild.
has
Yeah.
been.
Dude, the money I've saved switching to Geico,
Was it a lot?
15%.
Wow.
Or more.
I mean, that adds up if it's like over a year what the premium is for a month. Like
Yeah.
15% maybe doesn't sound like a lot, but 15% of like a couple $1,000s is a lot of money.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of Dogecoin.
There was
Well, some more Doge on other days. I
Yep.
think.
Sometimes that's a lot of Doge. Sometimes not very much. Doge at
sometimes
all.
you buy the dip and then in a year you're real happy about it.
Yeah, buy the dip and you sell the
Buy the
rest.
dip and hold diamond hands. We're not talking about paper hand bitches
No,
over here.
apes trying to get her.
I'm not going to, for a second, try to understand what the hell is happening with all the coins and the ups and the downs,
There's
but
too
there
many.
is nothing more funny than Elon being so fucking cringe on SNL that it actually was dipping sketch by fucking sketch.
Dude,
that's amazing.
I will live the rest of my life never seeing Elon Musk on SNL.
Did you not watch it at all?
I will not.
Steve,
I
can
won't, and I won't watch clips or anything.
No, I am not evil. I just misunderstood.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I think that's a good move.
Thank
I
you.
think you would self-combust.
Yeah.
I think you wouldn't survive it.
Yeah, I don't want it.
I watched the monologue, and he had a joke in it where he said it was an O.J. Simpson joke.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm doing this and
Ooh,
I'm hosting
topical.
SNL. Very topical. And he said, and O.J. actually hosted SNL twice, killed both times.
Oh no.
And I had a noise.
see
I had
that.
a noise come out, and I like a good bad joke, and I have a lot of leniency for bad jokes. And I felt something in me. I made a vocal noise where it came out of me that I had no control over, and it was something along the lines of,
Yeah.
like it would hurt me.
You know when
I don't want to make that sound.
you know when
No,
somebody
you wouldn't make that sound. You would explode.
You might throw something through
but
a
I don't want
wall.
to make the equivalent of that
Dude,
sound.
yeah.
I don't
You
want
know-
my body to produce
Yeah.
the guttural
My
reaction.
core temperature dropped.
Yeah, I don't want that. I mean,
My arm
in
just
some
broke.
ways,
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
some ways, I want it, but I don't want it from that man.
Yeah.
You know when like you're watching somebody do comedy and it could be somebody that's good at comedy. This person has insight, this person has timing, but they have like an air of like, I know I'm up here and I'm being funny, and like that kind of attitude breaks the fourth wall a little bit. Like, I know it's me doing comedy, but I'm still funny and I'm charismatic, so you like me. He was doing that. Like he was like, I'm Elon Musk and I know I'm doing comedy and I know I'm in on the joke. And he was like kind of breaking in that type of like performance way. But now you have to understand that he has zero charisma and zero comedic timing, nor
Yeah,
a
that's
funny
the
bone.
thing. It's like
so
you
you're
can't
just
just-
sitting there
yeah.
watching like a
Yeah.
psychopathic narcissist love that he's doing
Right,
it.
and that's the thing. It's like if you're gonna have someone that has like zero charisma host a show that is so reliant on charisma to be enjoyable,
Yep.
then you have to like really shorten the amount of time that person is on your screen, or never have that person
Yeah.
host your show.
You have to either minimize it, or not do it at all.
Yeah, because it's like, that charisma is what's going to potentially carry this show. Because like right now, it's like, was it a bad move for them? Absolutely not. It brought so many new viewers to
it
SNL,
was
probably
the
for
most
better or worse.
electric and anticipated SNL
Exactly.
in a long time.
So they created a moment, and that's awesome.
Electric.
They created.
Not gas power, that's for sure.
They created this moment.
Add explosions on that in the video, please, Ryan.
They created a moment, and they did a great job making that moment. But what's even better when you create a moment like that is you make it a good moment, something that like is like as good as the cowbell SNL moment.
Yeah.
Something that will be remembered. And it's like the way you do that is certainly not with a. Like, you kind of have to do that with it. If you wanted that to really work, it would have to be like an underdog of some type.
The only thing that I was thinking about with him, watching him on that stage, was I've been, on like a UFO binge lately, and there are like certain crackpot theories that maintain that there are aliens that walk among us. And watching him say those lines, I truly was like,
Maybe.
I know, you see him, you see Mark Zuckerberg,
yeah, and like there might be,
Tayson Day.
yeah, these might be aliens.
The evil axis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, these aren't humans. These come from
And the
these
three
people
most
come from
powerful
different
people in the
planets.
world.
Yeah.
Right.
Look,
and if they were ever in the same room together, so help us God.
Still dig SpaceX and what they're doing over there, but I don't need to
It's just
watch.
that's what
any,
I'm saying. Like, Elon Musk is not Elon Musk is a fascinating human. And that's about it. Like, and just because someone is fascinating doesn't mean that you need to like shoehorn them into something that you're trying to make a moment out of. And especially if it's not organic, or like if it isn't from someone who the audience can relate to on some kind of human level.
Anything.
And the thing is like nobody relates to Elon Musk. Nobody. And you have that person host your whole fucking show.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, what'd you expect?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The problem is, like you said, or there just wasn't a moment. If there would have been that one, like,
Did you watch the whole thing?
I watched enough to where I was like, I can't watch anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm an SNL apologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slash love her. Like, I like SNL. I think what they do every week is impressive. Even what they did with Elon, like, the pressure is insane, and it's hard to like even come close to like a successful
writing on that is like such a risk.
But again, they made that moment that we're talking about with somebody that maybe did or didn't deserve it, and for a number of reasons. A lot of people not happy with Elon a lot these days.
That's what I'm saying. The world is right on the edge of like fully accepting Elon Musk and fully rejecting him. And this was not a helpful moment.
But what it's done is that it is set up Keegan-Michael Key to have the best motherfucking SNL episode ever.
Wait, is he next?
He's the next host.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you gotta fucking do. Get comedians in there. Get fucking Bob Odenkirk
It's a
in there.
crazy idea
Has
to get
Bob
maybe
Odenkirk-
some comedians on
Right?
on
Maybe
the
get
SNL.
him. Maybe get him.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
Bob
like,
Odenkirk.
And look,
has he done it? He should do it.
It's insane. He used to write for the fucking
Yeah, has he
show.
done it? Has he hosted it yet?
He wrote the Chris Farley Van Down by the River sketch.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think so.
Way
I'll
to
find out
go,
for
Bob.
sure.
Dude, that movie.
Pull it up, Jamie.
Did you watch that movie, Elliot?
What?
Nobody.
No, I really want to though, but it cost $20 to rent, and I didn't feel like it.
Oh man,
I was like,
it's
that's
so
a
worth
risk.
seeing.
I will see it at some point. Yeah, I am excited to
Dude,
to
it's
check it out.
it's really really.
Yeah, he wrote Matt Foley.
Wow,
very
cool.
But it's interesting he hasn't been back. But that's the thing. It's like, if you, for some reason, like I feel like this is just known that if you're a non-charismatic, non-comedic, non-actor, like kind of just like, you know, I mean, I feel like someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson or like Bill Nye the Science Guy are like lucky to be like intelligent people, and they can like be on camera and not embarrass humanity. Yeah. And it's like, it feels to me like it's such an easy formula to just be like, if someone is funny, you give them a chance to host. If someone is not funny and not charismatic and not an underdog
Well, he did
and
say-
is not relatable to
Yeah.
humans.
But he did. He did say that he has Asperger's in the monologue. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't see it.
So
I don't know anything
that was
about
like
it.
a big deal where he became like the first person to ever say openly on SNL that he has Asperger's.
There's a lot of celebrities
But
that
it
have
still
Asperger's.
doesn't
No,
explain.
I mean,
Well, he
look,
also
all I'm
got
saying
in
is
trouble.
at that point,
Did he really?
Yeah, because I think he said I'm the first person with Asperger's ever on SNL, and then everybody
Excuse
was
me,
like,
Dan
Dan
Aykroyd.
Aykroyd. Everybody fucking went off.
100% Dan Aykroyd. And
I bet that was an SNL writer that didn't know.
I mean, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
no.
It's like, it seems like there's almost zero care taken into how these decisions are made.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also feels like they made such a bad decision making him such a huge part of the show.
I'm just going to push back slightly, 'cause even though I did not enjoy it, it's so rare that they
Most
bring...
people didn't enjoy it. Let's
right,
get that
but
out
it's so
there.
rare that they bring somebody like this on. Like the
Right, but
uncharismatic...
but what I'm saying is
But
is
the
it's-
moment's too big to miss.
Right,
Like,
of course. I'm not saying don't take the moment. I'm just saying that there needs to be a fine line between this, because how many times have you seen a host on SNL show up kind of like conspicuously not that much?
what do you mean? Wait, what?
Like how many times have you seen an SNL host like a musical guest host? Let's say you had like someone, not like Dave Grohl because he's charismatic, but let's say you had like some kind of fucking music guest that was the host of SNL.
Okay.
Which they've done before.
Yeah.
You watch the whole show and they're like in maybe 3 sketches. And that works. And it's awesome. And it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like they would have had the same result. It would have been better PR for Elon, better PR for Doge, better PR for anybody that had a stake in Elon Musk being accepted by the world.
Is this what this boils down to? Are you trying to get the stock up?
Yeah.
No,
you're,
no.
you're angry
Are you
about
trying
the
to
stock.
utilize
No,
this
no, I
incredible
think
platform
I
to
honestly-
boost your crypto?
I honestly was
us.
not expecting much from him being on SNL.
I didn't expect
expecting
it
that.
to tank.
Well, certainly not, but that part doesn't matter
It's
to me.
so funny.
What matters to me is that I think that if you're gonna have someone like that host the show, you got to just like use them strategically.
Intermittent. Yeah.
But the problem is that you're in a catch-22, right? You can't do that with somebody whose ego is the size of Elon Musk. You don't go, we're going to have you on but barely use you. Elon Musk wants to write the show, which he was
then
trying
it's
to do beforehand.
self-sabotage. Then it's self-sabotage.
It was fine. It was a moment. Again, it wasn't
But
enjoyable.
if you're SNL, you also don't let someone like that like mess with your format, mess with your strategy.
Well, Steve, you got to remember, Joe is a Musk head, and he always has been.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
He loves his Elon.
Muskrat,
Yes.
I think they're called. Muskrats.
Muskrats, yes.
Musk rats.
Yeah, that's the Los Angeles chapter. Yeah.
Dude, speaking of musical numbers and stuff, segue, I rewatched with the family, first time for Jackson, the new Muppets movie, like the Muppets.
Jason Segel?
The Jason Segel
Yeah,
one.
great.
It's so
What
good.
a enjoyable piece of film.
So good.
That is so just like get your heart pumping.
Yep.
Get your toes a tapping.
And Britt
It's so
McKenzie's music is
Yeah.
incredible.
Perfect. Fits the
Yeah.
Muppets perfectly. I rewatched it over quarantine at some point.
Yeah.
Incredible movie. Love it very much.
What did Jackson think?
good. Before we started watching, he was like, "I don't like the Muppets." And then
Yeah.
by the
A
end
lot
of the
of
movie,
kids
he was
don't.
a little into it. But he doesn't know the Muppets.
Am I a man or a Muppet? Is that the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, God, it's so good. Oscar-winning song.
Yes.
And it's I think the thing that doesn't get talked about enough in that movie is Jason's puppet.
Oh yeah, it's so
Yeah.
good.
The puppet of him is amazing.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
With the big nose. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very, very good movie. Very fun.
I think it captured the heart of original Muppet stuff, especially with like the cameos and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Too bad the sequel to that wasn't so good.
Yeah, I tried watching the sequel. It really seemed to be devoid of any charisma.
Yeah.
To bring it full
What do you think
circle.
happened there? Was it not under Jason's control?
I feel like it's different people in charge.
Yeah, I don't think Jason was in it at all.
Dude, there was supposed to be a fucking who's the guy that does the voice of Olaf?
Gad.
Josh Gad.
Josh Gad.
There was supposed to be a Josh Gad like Muppet thing. Whether it was a movie or a show, I'm not sure. But it was like so far in production that they were like about to do it, and then it got canceled.
Did you see
that's a
that
bummer.
on Twitter and online, that little like announcement circulating for people to go be puppeteers? And
Yeah.
Well, how close were you?
Dude, there's
how
a-
close were you?
I gave it like a good hour, I thought.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I could probably do this, and I
Yeah.
could probably get into this class. But then it's like, then I'm like throwing my life into puppetry. Like, I don't know if
never
that's
too late.
yeah, but I don't know if that's a move I want
I
to do.
feel like you could defend that a lot of your life has been in preparation.
working up to that.
And
Yeah.
you're
But here's
already
the thing.
really good at it, which I found out when I tried to do for Nesto, and it was a nightmare. And a
Truly, yeah, you were very bad at it, and it did make me appreciate Steve's skills as well
Oh,
as the
thank
general
you.
skills of puppetry. But it was funny to see Fernesto just pop into frame like open mouth, and then Joe would start talking, no mouth movement, and then he'd kind of be looking
Oh
up.
no! Yeah,
it was real bad. While
certainly-
trying to do like your version of
version of
Fernesto out of
the
my
accent.
white ass mouth,
Yeah.
it was all problematic.
And I was trying
on
to
every level.
and Joe was trying to get his head out of the frame, but his head would be completely in the frame, and he'd just be like,
See,
"You
that's
can't
the
see me,
thing,
right?
dude.
I'm good." Like, yeah, I can still see your whole face.
like the only way you can do proper puppetry is fully standing.
Yeah.
Like if you can't do the kneeling
is that how Sesame
thing.
Street is? Are they all standing?
Yeah, everyone's they're always standing unless there's like
they
some kind of
that.
set.
They have little stools sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. But
When they're
But
traveling.
for the most part, it's a standing thing. And I thought about it, but I think there's another path that's like kind of similar that feels a little bit more right. For
Only
me.
cams.
That could lead to that kind of thing anyway.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Like, so when the puppetry thing popped up, when the Jim Henson, for those of you that don't know, there's the Jim Henson Company put out like a casting call for diverse individuals that would like to potentially take like advanced puppetry classes for the Jim Henson Corporation to potentially be a part of their company and then be a puppeteer, which is like something certainly I've dreamed of my entire life. And the like requirements were pretty like, I was like, fuck, I think I like fit all these fucking requirements. I think I could do this. But to me, it was like, again, throwing my life into puppetry right now would be like, is not the move, I don't think.
That was the biggest mistake you've ever made. That's crazy.
Is not going for puppetry?
I just can't imagine. I feel like you would do so good at it.
And I don't
Yeah,
think
but,
it's going to
like-
be as all encompassing of your existence as you might think.
I mean, but if I feel like you take a class like that and they're like, if this is your dream, then this is what this is for you.
Yeah.
What if it was just all a front for Scientology?
That's been the Muppets.
They're
long
like,
game.
Jim Henson is alive and he's the
Yeah.
he's the leader of the Church of
Little
Scientology.
Muppet coming in with a Thetan level measurement device on your first day.
We're gonna check
No, I just like
Tom Cruise is a Muppet.
I got a bug in my head during the pandemic about a course for the next like 10 years of my life. And I think
nursing.
I'm like I'm kind of zeroing in on it. It wouldn't like, and it
Steve just starts doing nursing still. Glad I dodged that Muppet bullet.
I want to be. Listen, have you guys seen this documentary? It's called Patch Adams.
It's incredible.
The reenactments are amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They actually recreated the spaghetti bag.
To me, I think I can do that.
Well, hi. Perfect. Off to a good start, Elliot. Welcome to the ad portion of this podcast. Hope you're enjoying us being back in the studio together. My name is Elliot Morgan. I'm here to tell you about some products and services that I think will be really cool. And if you like them, you can check out the links in the description. It helps you and it helps the podcast. So check them out if you're so inclined. Guys, let's dive right in. Are you still going to the post office? That's crazy. Still paying full price for postage? Why? Seriously, you don't have to do that anymore. Thanks to Stamps.com. Thanks to Stamps.com, you don't have to do any of that. You can actually mail and ship anytime, anywhere, right from your computer. Send letters, ship packages, and most importantly, maybe pay less, a lot less, with discounted rates from USPS, UPS, and more. Stamps.com saves businesses thousands of hours and tons of money every year. We use it for the Valleyfolk. We use it for our lovely patrons when we are sending them gifts at patreon.com/the Valleyfolk. And it's incredibly convenient, and it saves you the hassle of having to go to the post office because, let's face it, we're all really used to just hanging out in our pajamas now. And why, we can't throw out all this stuff away that we've been adjusting to over the past year. So why not let Stamps.com ease your troubles a little bit? Stamps.com brings these services of the U.S. Postal Service and UPS right to your door. It's a must-have for any business. Whether you're a small office sending invoices aside, hustle, Etsy shop, shipping out orders, or just navigating the hybrid work life, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. No wonder over 1 million businesses choose Stamps.com for their mailing and shipping. Why wouldn't they? It makes perfect sense. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Once your mail is ready, you just schedule to pick up or drop it off, and it's that simple. Wham, bam, you're done. Thank you so much. With Stamps.com, you get discounts up to 40% off post office rates and up to 66% off UPS shipping rates. Not to mention, Stamps.com is a fraction of the cost of those expensive postage meters. Stamps.com is a no-brainer, folks. It saves you time and money. It's no wonder nearly 1 million small businesses are already using Stamps.com, and we are one of them. And boy, I tell you, I'm happy about it. So here's what you want to do if you want to use Stamps.com and make your life a little easier. So if you want to stop wasting your time going to the post office, all you have to do is go to Stamps.com instead. There's no risk, and with our promo code ValleyCast, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Okay, so it's a good relationship you're gonna have with Stamps.com. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in ValleyCast. That's Stamps.com, promo code ValleyCast. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. Guys, there's absolutely nothing more enjoyable than when I get to do ad reads for services that I like, especially ones that I found independently, and now it's like an honor to get to tell you about Cuts. I know it's weird to talk about, but it took me a really long time to find a company that it gave me t-shirts that I love, and I found it with Cuts, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to get more soon. I'm actually wearing them right now. I didn't even know I was going to be doing this ad read. This is really legitimate and authentic. How cool is that? Fellas, the sport of business means demanding excellence from your craft and wardrobe. Your fit needs to be versatile, blending timeless style and comfort so that you look as good as you feel. For that, there is Cuts Clothing. They've taken a classic men's fashion staple, the plain tee, and they've refined it, and they're combining premium quality with a minimalistic aesthetic. Cuts shirts, polos, hoodies, and crew sweatshirts are made for the man who works hard, plays hard, and never settles for less, all in the sport of business. Built for performance in the boardroom, the bar, or the gym, Cuts Clothing keeps you sharp wherever your game takes you. Take a plain tee, but make it Tony Stark. The bleeding edge of fabric technology meets the man confident enough to wear it. Cuts Clothing, everybody. In 2016, actually, Cuts founder Steve Borelli set out to create clothes ready for every occasion the modern man faces. He started by reinventing the t-shirt, and I tell you, he did a great job. The end result, what GQ magazine actually called the only t-shirt worth wearing. It's not wrong. In the signature buttery soft Pika Pro Tri-Blend Tee, it's this bold new take on a classic design, combining the ultimate blend of high-quality cotton, polyester, and spandex, and it makes me feel good, and I think it makes me look better. I don't know if that's true or not, but it feels good, and it's truly so comfortable, and it's like, it's nice. They last. They're the highest quality t-shirts I've ever had. They really are. It's wonderful. It's the perfect t-shirt, guys. They accomplished it. Next, Cuts set out to create fabric uniquely engineered for each clothing style. So consider the new Cuts hoodie, where they developed Hyperloop French terry fabric, a textile that's temperature controlled and ageless. I love being ageless. You'll never need to take it off, and you certainly won't want to. Or try the wrinkle-free Pika Polo, a design that keeps you fitted for the office, the golf course, at home, the gym, or your next hot date. Remember those? Well, they're coming up, especially if you wear Cuts. Cuts is premium with a purpose. Each piece of clothing is designed with custom-engineered fabric, expertly created for the perfect fit, arming you for every challenge and opportunity. I highly, highly, highly recommend Cuts, you guys. And if you're interested in it, guess what? This is all you got to do, okay? It's not just a lifestyle. It's not just clothing, all right? It's office leisure apparel for the sport of business. Get 15% off your first order by going to cuts.com/valleycast. That's cuts.com/valleycast for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing, okay? That's just you go to cuts.com/valleycast for 15% off your first order. It's a no-brainer, folks, okay? Well, you get it. You guys know summer is coming, right? It's on its way whether we like it or not. I know I sure do. And the reality is, for many of us, it's the season of discomfort, you know? It's hot out, and if you could just sit around in your underwear all day, you would. Well, guess what? MeUndies wants to make this the summer of comfort, and they want you to know that if you want to sit around in your underwear, that's absolutely great, and you should do it, and you should feel great about it. Get comfortable and express yourself this summer with undies in classic and bold colors and fun and adventurous prints, so you feel like there's a party in your pants all day, every day, regardless of what your plans are and whether or not you're going out. You don't have to. MeUndies makes it easy to match, too. You can match your bottom half with your better half, or halves. Yes, you can match your friends too. MeUndies helps you find matching pairs in the style and color or print of undies that's right for you and your boo, because who doesn't love a secret twinning moment? I know my partner and I have matching pairs now because of the wonderful folks at MeUndies. And when we do end up wearing the same ones, it is adorable and a little strange, and it takes a second to get used to. And sometimes we swap and we wear each other's, and we look at each other and we go, I like it. And then she goes, I like yours too. And it works out, really well. You guys know MeUndies. It's absolutely the best. MeUndies has a great offer for the listeners of the Valleycast. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping, all right? That's 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has their problem-free philosophy. So if you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they'll refund or exchange it. There's no caveats, there's no questions, nothing. They're just like, oh, you didn't, and then no hassle. Wonderful system they got going, but I'm not worried about that. You shouldn't be either. The best underwear ever. So to get your 15% off your first order and free shipping, all you have to do is go to MeUndies.com/Valley. That's MeUndies.com/Valley. Go to MeUndies.com/Valley to get 15% off your first order and free shipping. Start matching your booze. Start making the junk feel like it's not junk anymore, like it's your treasure, and you're taking good care of it. And then as summer approaches, you can feel comfortable about just sitting around all day. Now let's get back to the podcast. All right, let's get back to us hanging out together. And you can see the look on my face when Joe at one point touches me on the shoulder, and it's really fun. And I hope you're having a great day. MeUndies.com/Valley.
No, it's just that, like, I love puppetry, dude, but do I want to stand on a stage and do this for 2 hours and go like, I'm gonna go poop in my pants? Like, no, I think I'm at an age where if I had done that 10 years ago, maybe.
You should just do it and then be like, I got like a 20-minute max on this, and see if you can still make it.
Can someone else puppet it while I do the voice backstage?
I'm bored. How often is the puppeteer the voice actor, though?
It's preferred in the Henson world, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's why there's some characters you don't see very often together, because they're voiced by the same person.
Exactly.
Huh.
Yeah. And a lot of times they want you to kind of like come up with your own kind of like character, and then that's like who you are.
What would yours be?
Yeah.
Probably some kind of monster, like a monster type. Not like an animal.
What if you went full body? You did one of those.
One of those
Dude,
like a Sweetums.
Sweetums, I think, might be my favorite. I decided watching the movie. I
Oh,
was
yeah?
like, I fucking love
He's great.
Sweetums.
So funny.
Yeah, Sweetums
Like-
is great.
Like, he stands out. He shouldn't be there, but then he is.
Right.
Yeah. And that movie did a lot of weird choices with, like, Muppets that it brought in where you were like, who the fuck is that guy? Like, that big
Uncle
blue
Deadly.
guy?
Oh yeah, the blue guy was from the very beginning.
Yeah.
like
And they had
Muppet
the little
Show opening.
fucking babies, creepy babies running around
Yeah, yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
so weird.
Those are also classic
Yeah.
Muppet Show Muppets. Yeah,
so nuts.
And Uncle Deadly is one that
Doug-
you never.
I
or-
thought when I first saw the movie, I thought Deadly was an original for the movie.
Me
No,
too.
he's
The
been
little
around.
one, the little guy.
Yeah, the blue guy.
The one that's like,
The little
he
guy
talks like
is
this.
Walter.
He
Oh,
kinda-
Walter is.
Walter's new.
The
Oh, I
original.
thought Walter was.
Walter's new. Yeah,
Was okay, cool. I thought.
and
that
the
originally-
robot's
and then-
new too. The robot,
The
80s
80s
robot. Which I love. Anybody want a tab?
Yeah.
Like, he comes around.
Yeah, Deadly was the little dragon guy that was Chris Cooper's like
He's like
sidekick.
blue.
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
like a-
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was such a funny character.
Yeah, yeah.
And
he's,
then
he's kind of like a Sam
Maniacal
Eagle.
laugh.
Yeah, maniacal
maniacal
laugh.
Chris Cooper kind of went off of. I don't see Chris Cooper
I
anymore.
liked it.
Yeah.
I liked him in it. He did a great
The
job.
only part in that movie. This is turning into like the Muppets Remembrance podcast.
Dude, we just did this on Dynamic Banter.
Did you really?
Like, no bullshit.
Jesus. Okay. Well,
Can
then
you
I was-
intersplice a piece of dynamic banter?
Look at this. Because we were talking about the Haunted Mansion, the Muppets Haunted Mansion they announced.
which looks great.
Which is fucking crazy.
Whoa, for real?
Yeah, yes. Dude, first ever Muppet Halloween
Whoa.
special.
Well, the special.
yeah,
Yeah.
Muppet Haunted Mansion.
Okay, I
you
thought you
thinking
meant
a
a ride.
ride?
No, I know. But look,
Okay,
dude, they
yeah,
might-
yeah. I
look,
saw
Mike, we talked about this exact thing. Mike was saying,
Say
do you think
verbatim.
they would, do you think they'd put like a Haunted Mansion Muppets overlay?
Yes.
The thing is like, it really depends on if it is well received.
Yes.
And lately, Muppet stuff has not really been.
No,
well received.
they had some duds
That
lately.
fucking show they put on Disney Plus.
Stopped watching it immediately.
It's
'cause
so
I
bad.
was doing like the Skype thing, and I
Zoom
was
call
like, that was
shit.
right when my Zoom fatigue was hitting. I was like, I can't.
I mean,
you, no thank you.
dude, the whole Zoom call gimmick ruined everything. Like ruined comedy for a whole year.
It's nice to be back in a studio.
Yeah, well, we have the luxury, but like, dude, a Muppets Haunted Mansion. And then I went off on this whole thing that was like, what if they did like Muppet May or something? Muppet Mayhem, all month of May.
Just everything
is
is
like
reskinned
Muppets everywhere. Like it doesn't have to be like huge money overlays. Like you could have like Muppet meet and greets and things like that, and then like Muppet themed food and merchandise and shit.
See, these kinds of ideas, Steve, lead me to believe that you would be an excellent candidate for some sort of a diverse collection of potential Muppeteers.
No way, man, dude. That was another pathway I thought of for a really long time, which
Yeah.
is Imagineering.
Yeah, I mean that's a. What
Yeah.
I mean that's the.
Because that's Imagineering stuff more so than
Yeah.
Jim Henson Company stuff.
Be
if
an
they did
ideasman.
if they did a Muppet haunted mansion, they would have to have like the ghosts from Muppet
Oh,
Christmas Carol,
absolutely.
and that would be very
Marley
cool.
and Marley
And, like,
in
the
there.
death
And that's,
and-
that's
yeah.
the song that's like
Yeah.
going over as you're
Marley
in
and
the,
Marley.
The big guy
Yeah, the big.
that would come out. when
Yeah,
you're-
yeah, the ghost of Christmas Future
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah,
That'd be
but
so
like,
cool.
dude, just I mean, come on, man. Like the Muppets is so ripe for Disneyland ride park stuff.
There could be something that's a little bit more thick with like Muppet energy because they have that one experience there or like a show.
Muppet Vision 3D,
But like
yeah.
there should be a ride. There should be an
There
experience.
was gonna be a Muppet ride. There was gonna be the Great Movie Ride at Disney World. You know, Elliot, the one where you go through Wizard of Oz and shit.
Yep.
That was gonna be like a Muppet Hollywood, like a mix-up kind of thing where they like run amok in that ride and they show up as different like pop culture characters and stuff like that. But Henson died, and then Eisner was like, we don't know what to do with the fucking Muppets, so they just kind of shelved everything
It's crazy to think. It's weird. You don't really associate them with
Disney.
They
Because
are, but Disney's
Henson-
not really utilizing
because
them.
Michael Eisner really wanted a partnership with the Muppets with Jim Henson, and Jim Henson didn't really want to do it, but he ended up doing it, and then he fucking died.
And then they killed him.
Yeah. Then he just mysteriously died.
He wouldn't play
Right
ball,
after.
and then he mysteriously died. But yeah, like I would love to see a fucking like Muppet fucking
cool.
ride.
Be
Are you
rad.
kidding me? It's so stupid they didn't do it. But Muppets now, like you're saying, Jackson doesn't really know.
They're
the
not
Muppets.
part of the zeitgeist.
They're not. I think they're not trying because literally the only fucking person on the planet that knew what to do with the Muppets exactly was Jim Henson. And then Jason Segel came around and like found the heart of the Muppets.
Everything has been a love letter, and even the fandom is kind of a love letter.
Right.
It's like you and Elise. Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we really love them, and that's kind of where the heart is. Same with Jason Segel. But then like, you know, they gave it a shot with like Dark Crystal, and it was awesome, and it was
so good.
and it was creative, and it was practical, and it was next level.
was so
but then
good.
it got
Loved it.
canceled because the problem with the Muppets inherently is that one guy, theoretically, I know this is a hyperbole statement, but like one
Hyperbole.
guy could make a show about Kermit if it was animated and have a certain
Like
program
a third
and do
of the budget.
and do an animated episode of a cartoon version of the Muppets. It takes so many people to come together
Right.
and make Muppets practical.
Right. I mean,
happen.
especially Dark Crystal, because that's like, if they were ever going to do it proper, they'd have to do it as detailed and huge and big as the original. And they did. They made like costumes and they sewed all the tiny little details and shit. And it's like expensive as fuck. But the Muppets proper, like Kermit and Friends, like you can throw them into the real world and it works. You don't have to build these elaborate sets. You don't have to like create these fucking fantastical creatures. You can literally just bring Kermit, an unblinking sock puppet, and like make a
Whoa.
movie.
Whoa.
Like literally make a whole movie.
I don't know why I like that.
What the fuck you got? What's up with Kermit, man?
Hey.
What's the
I'm just saying the difference between Kermit and like
Steve's last idea. Also, get rid of Kermit.
let's get Kermit out of there. His day is over.
new blood.
It's so funny that you said that because when I was watching the movie, that moment when they're going to sleep and they're looking at the stars, I was like, motherfucking Kermit never blinks.
Nope,
How's he
ever.
going to sleep?
Yeah.
He just sleeps with his eyes open. What a creepy
I know, and you've
bedfellow.
never seen him blink or anything. It just doesn't
I don't
happen.
like it.
But think how much you'd be creeped out if you did just see it all of a sudden from behind his eyes.
Or like,
his
or
eyelids
what
just
if
go,
it was to the sides, like a
Yeah.
little clear,
Just
thing.
one time.
or like the clear thing comes over and then the big
Yeah,
giant
yeah,
eyelid,
like an outlet.
Then
yeah.
one wet tongue.
Yeah, exactly. But like, yeah, I
It's
think,
like how they made the costumes at Disney start blinking.
yeah, and talking.
Yeah, the talking thing I still haven't seen. I haven't even really seen the blinking in
Wait, what?
person.
Like
'cause
mouths are
Oh
moving now?
yeah,
and they talk with like a preset. I think like
It's
different responses.
pretty bonkers. It's like really interesting technology.
Back in my day, we had to do Goofy's
this-
voice ourselves, and you could say things and kind of get away with it, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, but they didn't want you to.
Different days.
You weren't supposed to.
No, you weren't, but you could get away with it.
So that's your Goofy?
Yeah, that's what I say. Hey, kid.
It's
It's me, Goofy.
They tested out the moving masks on the cruise liners first, and now they've been using them in the parks. Here,
That's the
check this
thing.
out.
Like a lot of people don't realize that all Disney ideas from the Imagineers are actually tested on cruise ships, and if the idea fails, they sink the ship.
Yep.
We're watching Mickey and Minnie blink. It kind of works.
It
kinda
does
works.
work. Yeah, it is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I do
this
love
is like
it.
a whole like deep
And Minnie
dive.
is so adorable.
Yeah,
I
it
thought-
really works.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be more weirded out by it. But now, is it a technology that if I was talking, the mouth is moving with me, or is
It's
it all
unclear.
I don't know.
interesting?
Yeah, but it is pretty cool, and I mean, it is the logical next step for that kind of thing.
It's
you
the
know?
logical next step of. Do you remember how like bad the Ninja Turtles' mouths moved?
Yes,
Yep.
dude. My vision for like a future Disneyland is like basically like AR glasses that you could like get before you get into the park, and they're all different ones, and there's like Star Wars ones and fucking Cinderella and shit, like all
can personalize your
collectible
experience.
fucking AR glasses. And then when you put them on, there's like Disney characters running around the
Yeah,
parks and
like,
shit. Like you can meet
Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
exactly,
Yeah.
and you could like meet Mickey Mouse, an AR Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, but
that's
then
like,
some psycho's going to hack those glasses, and you're going to see some messed up stuff.
dude, Disney's got
Kermit's
enough
gonna be
money to
blinking
lock
all the
that
time.
down. Dude. They,
I caught myself
you
a
won't
blinking
believe
Kermit.
how often Kermit blinks now. All right, Well, anyway, we talked enough about
That's enough
the
of
Muppets
the
and shit.
Muppet stuff.
Do you guys have anything you want to talk about? Because I have a would you rather here that's kind of a doozy.
Hit me.
Hit us with your doozer.
It's interesting. It's a little bit involved. It's kind of like a bigger one.
That's a novel.
Fun.
But I like it. It's because everything has an explanation. We don't have to go so deep into it. But this person said, which eyes of power would you want? Okay, this is the lead
I don't
into
think
this.
I've heard those words together before.
A demon of unknown power approaches you.
Okay. What's up, Frank?
He offers you a choice between 4 pairs of eyes.
Okay. Hit me with the peepers.
The catch being that the eyes are always active.
Okay, so you can't turn off the power.
They're always active.
Great. Okay.
They are invulnerable and cannot be blinded / taken out in any way.
This is a permanent choice.
Permanent
of perpetual
choice.
Good, strong
peeper
eyes.
power.
The only time they close is when you blink or fall asleep.
Okay.
The only time they close is when you blink or
So they're
fall asleep.
always
So if you're
active.
Kermit, you're fucked.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
fucked. Okay, here are the choices. Eyes of law.
Okay. What does that mean?
Whenever anyone makes a statement directed to you or answers a question from you, a glowing red false or a glowing green truth appears over their head,
Okay.
depending on whether it's true or false.
Can do a lot with that.
Okay?
My feelings might get hurt every once in a while. I might learn some truths that are a little too heavy, but keep going.
Any statement that is a guess instead of an actual answer from their knowledge will appear as false, even if it's true.
Oh, that's
Okay.
confusing.
Eyes of the future and present. Your vision is perfectly split in 2. Your most dominant eye always sees the present, while your non-dominant eye sees the future. The future it shows will always be of the decision you are most likely to make next. You receive no sound from the future, as it's only your eyes. Example, you're thinking of showing someone your hand in poker. Their reaction will appear on your least dominant eye's vision if you do it in 15 seconds. Okay?
Okay.
Eyes of versatility. You can mimic the eyes of any creature you have touched before, scaled up to the size of a pair of human eyes. Your vision is always a perfect example of what the creature's view of the world would be. Your eyes can never be human again, and when you get these eyes, it will start off as a random pair of eyes from a creature you have touched before. Okay?
All right.
For example, if you touched a cat before and think about wanting their vision, your vision will change to a cat's vision.
Horrifying.
Eyes
But
of
if I
death.
touch a human, I
You'll
can't.
suddenly
I can't go. I want human eyes.
I guess if you touched a human, you could get, because you know how everyone kind of sees the world a little differently. Everyone's got different.
But did that say your eyes or human eyes again?
It said any creature you have touched before.
But does it say you will never have human eyes again? I
Well,
thought
it
might
says
say
it says that those eyes.
your
oh
eyes
yeah, you're
can
right.
never
You're
be
right. You're right.
human again.
That's right. That's right.
Always a different type.
Okay, so it can't be. a
There's
human.
got to be something out there that's similar. Okay.
Okay, and finally, the eyes of death.
Chimpanzee, Joe.
Any living
Chimpanzee.
creature.
Chimpanzee.
Chimpanzees.
Chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee.
Jim panties.
Jim's panties.
Sorry. What?
Final one is eyes of death.
Okay.
Any living creature you look at directly will have a counter above their head.
I don't like that.
If they don't have a head, it will hover over the center point of their body. It will represent how much
When's
time.
old headless Jim gonna die?
Yeah. Yeah.
It will represent how much time they have before they die. The counter is represented like this: years, days, hours, minutes, seconds.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
All right.
I don't
So there you
need
go.
that.
You got eyes of law. You can tell if people are lying or not.
Kind of.
Eyes of the
Mm-hmm.
future and present. You can see the future 15 seconds ahead, I guess.
I would like to think that our human brains are adaptable to most scenarios. They tend to be, even after trauma. But the thought of like trying to decipher between the two things that I'm
You
seeing
get
at
used
once.
to it.
Seems like a headache.
Because it's
Seems like having a pair of glasses
Because
that
you'd get
doesn't fit right.
another set of eyes. So like in these eyes, you'd see the future.
Wait, I missed that. We have 4 eyes?
Yeah, it says a demon of unknown power approaches you. He offers you a choice between 4 pairs of eyes. Oh no, because it's 4.
Yeah. 4
Oh, so it completely changes your eye.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was another pair of
No,
eyes.
no. That would kind of negate the question. I think Steve just changed his answer.
He doesn't want to do it
everybody.
anymore.
Steve just threw his computer out the
no.
window.
Yeah. So
Does that change everything for you?
no.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, it completely changes your
I
vision.
can like right off
You'd
the
get
bat.
used to it. No matter what you choose, you'd get used
Right
to
off
it.
the bat on my new eyes bingo card, I can just throw out Eyes of Death. I don't need that. I just don't want it. It's
That's
not,
just like a curse.
Yeah, get it out of here.
it's
I
not a
think it's a
power that I
curse.
want. I don't need to know.
Because
Almost
then you
feels
go
tacked on.
around going over to someone and go, please, go hug your mama.
No, you'd be
Yeah.
like, hey, Steve, you want to come over and play some shoots and ladders? Just you know what, dude? No, we're
Actually,
good. We're
yeah,
good.
yeah, it was
Yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah, or-
Don't worry about it.
Great to see
We're
you.
fine. Hey, you,
Yeah.
man, you're a good guy.
And imagine imagine if you're in traffic and you're behind someone and you see
my
the clock
God.
and it's got 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
You'd be like, guess I'll get off here.
Or what if you look in the mirror and you see your own?
Yeah.
No, the worst would be you're just like in a crowd or
Yeah,
like
crowd.
a building, and then
It's
you look
just
around, and
numbers
all of a
everywhere.
sudden everybody's
Everyone's
numbers
in
are
a
just
few
like,
everyone's
seconds.
low.
Oh
5
shit,
minutes
we're all
old.
gonna
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
Yep.
Dude, I also
And you couldn't
like,
explain it. You couldn't be like, I can see a clock on top of your head.
It's on your head and your head, and they're the same.
wouldn't it also affect like who you become friends with or date or
Yeah, well,
anything
yeah.
like that? You'd be like, oh, that person's gonna die in 3 years, huh? Man, but they're really attractive.
Your soulmate
Yeah.
situation might be just trying to find like somebody's clock that is exactly the same.
Right,
as
right,
yours,
right.
you know?
interesting. Yeah. Okay, let's take death out of there then.
I'm
Elliot,
out.
you want
That's-
death
Kevin,
out?
Yeah,
is
I
death
don't
out for
need
you?
it.
Kevin says.
All right,
death
so
is
we
out.
got eyes of the law, see if they're lying or not. Eyes of the future, see the future a little bit, or eyes of versatility, where it mimics the eyes of any kind of animal you'd like.
Is the first one, is the truth one like, what if they believe they're telling the truth, but it's not a true statement?
It says any statement that is a guess instead of an actual answer from their knowledge will appear as false, even if it's true. Example, you try asking someone how to solve the world economy. If they make a bunch of guesses, all of them will appear false, even if they guess correctly. If they actually knew the answer and they say it, it will appear true.
So then Elliot's question does matter for things like, this is the simplistic version of it, but like, do you believe in, or is there a God? And the guy's like, yeah, there's a God, and truly believes it. It might come up as
It would come as
100% true.
it would come up as false, right? Because that would be
it
an
would come
opinion.
up,
Not if he
but it
believes it.
depends.
Oh, but if he believes it and it's true.
But if it's really true, because how do they know? It's a
But
guess.
that's what I'm saying.
I think it's a guess.
If somebody truly believes something.
yeah, but believing it and knowing it is different.
How about this then?
What was this, slippery slope?
Somebody's death clock went to 0 a little bit earlier, but guy that can tell, or you with your truth power asks his friend does not know that he passed away 5 minutes earlier, and you go, hey, is Jake still alive? And he says yes.
It would go to false probably because
Do
I
you
feel
think?
Like, yeah, because I think it's.
These glasses aren't very good.
My eyes.
Is it? Do you think it's based off of? Yeah, I don't know. I think we have to assume that it will.
It sounds like with the question, they're trying to make it so that particular option doesn't win, because otherwise you could take that and discover all the secrets of the universe if it just said true every time. So
Okay.
maybe they're trying to make it less appealing.
It's very hard for you as the person that is the owner of said new eyes from Demon Dude to believe even the truths. You could always believe truth then in this scenario, I guess, but the falses would make you kind of like second guess at
Yeah.
times.
I guess it would be like if you had that power and you asked someone, is God real? And they said yes, and it turned green. It would be like, well, that doesn't say to me that that's true.
Just that they're not
It just
lying.
says to me that they're not lying. They
Exactly.
really believe it.
Yes.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Why it gotta be a demon?
I know. I mean,
Why not?
because I don't know.
What are we doing in exchange?
It's definitely a demon.
You're just stuck with them. It's like a roll of the dice,
Yeah.
I guess.
yeah.
So the truth. Okay, so assuming we're overthinking the truth, the rule of law one. That one's not horrible. It could be very convenient.
It's not horrible,
Could
but it's
break your
also
heart.
like it would imagine knowing. Because if someone came up to you and they're like, "Oh my god, like I loved that thing you made. It was so great," and it says "eh," and you're gonna be like,
I'm used to it. I can sense it. I smell that on them all
"Yeah,
the
but
time.
if it comes from people that you love or whatever,
like your parents.
like your parents, or yeah, like if it comes from like your loved ones, you don't want to see that every day.
Eyes of Versatility would be fun, but like if I have to choose between Eyes of Versatility and like if I can handle this future and present thing and or the law thing, I think you get rid of the Eyes of Versatility.
I think it's eyes of versatility for me.
I think so too.
You really think
Because
so?
I could be
Yeah.
like, I want chimp eyes, and it would be as close to a human's eyes, and I'd get used to that.
You
as
look
like-
a little scary.
But I mean, would your eyes change, or it was just the vision your eyes have?
I think your eyes, yeah, because it comes to the scale, a human-sized scale, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be like if you got but the first one is the random one, so you'd have to seek out a chimpanzee.
What if you got a
gorilla.
motherfucking mole? You know,
Right, or like a lizard, or an
But I guess we've
octopus.
touched enough stuff that we would at least be able to get to where we wanted to be with it.
Because I mean, like I've touched a cat before and a dog, and I feel like they have cats have good vision in the dark, right?
Yeah.
That would be such a cool thing to just have for.
try and touch a motherfucking hawk.
Yeah.
You know,
You just go to places where you could pet animals and shit. Like you could pretty much touch any animal on the planet.
Well, you would
Like there's a
attempt
way.
to.
There's a way, if you really wanted to touch every animal on the planet, or not to touch any animal.
Sometimes the claims we make on this podcast aren't
Think about
verified
it.
at
Okay,
all.
name an animal.
Okay, let me think of one.
A hyena.
A hyena.
You could pay someone on a safari to take you to where hyenas are.
Unlimited funds definitely do not come with this.
I'm just saying, if you really tried, you could touch any animal on the planet. I think. I truly believe that.
Okay.
I think you don't even need that.
That's an insane claim to make, right? Is that insane?
I mean,
What about the ocean?
well, name an animal.
The ones that are way down that
Okay,
we
but
haven't
like,
been to.
But like what? Like
they
something
have-
that doesn't
they
exist?
have
Deep
to be
sea
alive?
angler fish.
You could probably find someone who has one
A corpse.
in the world. Even the corpse of one, yeah.
But why?
Interesting.
Also, why would you want to? You'd
Because
probably
you'd be
just
like,
go
I
for
want to
the.
see what an anglerfish sees.
There's a lot of curiosity and like utilitarian, like I guess uses for the eyes of versatility that don't come with the weightiness
Yeah.
and responsibility of the other two.
It's
That's what I'm
basically
saying,
a
it's more-
burden lifted,
Yeah, it's more like fun and cool than any of the other ones.
like a party trick, not
it's-
like I know who's gonna die,
right?
which is a little
But-
darker.
which is
actually
and it's
a pretty good
interesting
party trick.
because,
Pretty good part, or yeah, I mean, party can have a pretty good time there.
And here's the interesting part: from like 5,000 votes, the one that most people chose was Eyes of Future and Present.
That's the one I'm torn between. That would
But
be
it's
close
like-
second. Yeah,
I feel like that would make me go insane.
yeah, I think so too.
I think you'd get used to it, but I think you'd go insane.
It's like that Rick and Morty episode where Morty gets like the he's got like a crystal and the crystal basically guides him. It's like he wants to marry this girl.
Oh, right. It chooses the pathway
It
of your
shows
life
to
get to the girl.
He wants to get to the girl,
Yeah.
to this future thing, and he can see that. And if you like every choice he makes, it shows if it changes.
It shows
that
him the path to
so
take
he's
to
basically
get to the girl.
like
Yeah.
holding this crystal in front of his face for the
Right.
whole episode, just like taking a
Right.
slight left to do something
Right.
different.
Yeah.
And
And it's like something happens in front of him that he could save somebody's life, but the crystal's saying if you do that, you're not gonna get to the pathway of that.
it'd be
girl.
very hard to live a very present life
I just
with
would
that
be,
other eye.
It'd
Yeah.
be too disorienting for me. I think I get so dizzy so easily if like I turn my head and I see a playback of me turning my head before I turn my head. It's just gonna drive me insane.
It's your dominant eye that stays. in
It's a
present.
split. It's a split
I know,
screen.
but it said it's your dominant eye.
Your most dominant eye always sees the present.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what I would do, what I thought,
It's just wear an eye patch?
the whole time, and then if you wanted to see the future, you just.
if that works.
That
Really
kinda
good.
Fucks with
Really
your depth
good
perception
idea.
at that
Yeah,
point.
you get
Small
used to.
price. You wouldn't look like a freak with your little cat eyes everywhere, telling people when they're gonna die. And
That's true, but with the cat eyes, I'd be like, "Oh, there's your keys that you dropped in the parking lot." I'd be like, "Oh shit, Steve, creepy cat eyes, Steve, fucking help me out again."
and it gives you the future based on the decision you're most likely to do, but it doesn't necessarily tell you what that decision
It says
is.
the future it shows will always be of the decision you are most likely to make.
So you
next.
don't know for sure what to do. You just have to trust.
And you
Like you
won't
could
know.
second guess it,
Yeah.
and that could potentially alter
And the
it.
thing
Or
is
second
like-
guessing is they know you're gonna most likely to second guess it, so that's still true.
And not
You
only
don't
that,
really know.
what if like nothing happens in 15 seconds of that time, and then you like decide to take that path, and then the next 15 seconds is an unavoidable death or something?
Yeah, that's
You
how
know?
it would work. I mean, it's a demon giving you
That's
these
what.
eyes.
But I'm telling
gonna
you,
be
Demons.
Yeah,
But, like,
you know,
what's-
I don't trust demons.
But what's the evil part of the versatility one? I don't think there's a monkey's paw with the versatility one.
I think the versatility one, like we're saying, is like the safest bet to make sure
Yeah.
that it's the
It's the least damaging. It's the least maddening.
kind of embarrassing. I think it'd be
Yeah,
hard
but,
to
like,
pass off.
You could wear really dark sunglasses, and that would keep your scary eyes away from most people. I feel.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a way that you could hide it. Just don't ever think spider eyes.
Dude,
Don't ever
I
touch
mean,
a spider.
you could think spider eyes, and then suddenly you have like all
Yeah.
these fucking
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
dude, but it'd be cool to have like hawk vision too, because then you could be like, I see that there's a, listen, there's a field mouse 9 miles away. Let's go.
When this happens in a magical sense, and you get the animal's eyes, does whatever animal it came from, do their eyes just blood just gush
This is
out
like
of
yeah,
their
this is like a
sockets?
this is a box
Listen,
situation.
You're trying to find the monkey's paw here. I think it's like, yes, you can have any animal's eye, but you're stealing those eyes from that animal.
They're literal eyes.
You've blinded that animal. What happened to my eyes? Some animal got them.
Yeah.
The first animal you get
yeah.
switches
Gets
eyes
your
and has
eyes.
your human
I
eyes.
think I like the idea of seeing a hawk one day and being like, "That's Steve."
I wonder if any animal would actually benefit from having human eyes.
Probably not. Human eyes are so like biologic, like evolutionarily meant
have-
for us only.
We got pussy eyes.
We have pussy eyes. We have shit eyes. They're right in the front. Like, what the fuck is that all about? Hey, why, on the side is the way to go.
Is it? I don't know.
Right in the palms.
Guys, thank you for listening to today's episode of the Valleycast. We hope you had a great time. You know what we want to know if you come around to the YouTube version of this podcast on youtube.com/the Valleyfolk. We'd love to know what the hell choice you'd make and why. And was there anything we made a glaring mistake
I
about
think we
in
made
our choices?
numerous.
I mean, Kevin's note about the
No,
eye
in our
patches-
choices in
I'm
this.
like 100% would choose the time one. Like I don't even see
100%?
Because with the eye patch.
You're going to see...
You'd harness your powers for
wear an
good.
eye patch because the other ones you lose your eyes that you have now. Where this one you just have like this for the rest of your life.
You'd look like a
Still
silly
have
little
this-
pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're a magic pirate.
You'd look like an adorable little pirate.
And then you'd also
With a little
be like,
secret.
Well, I can see into the future for 15 seconds if you just look this up.
It's interesting. He's right. He's saying that.
Rather than just having to deal with different eyes.
I wonder if it being 15 seconds would help you be more in the present, because you can't go that far.
No, it would just
Perhaps.
be like a kind of cool.
And how many decisions do we really make in life that have absolutely any impact on the rest of our lives? Probably, what, 2?
It's
Someone
still probably
said
make us
here,
go insane.
do any of
what?
you have...
still go insane.
I'd go insane immediately.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Someone says here, do any of you have any idea how annoying having double vision would be?
But with the eye patch, I keep coming back to this idea that Kevin said about this eye patch.
It's just like you're making a choice to just
This
look
is
at
what-
one eye. pretty
You're taking control of your
You
destiny.
know how they say anxiety-
Wait. The eye patch wouldn't work.
Why?
Because it says no matter what, it's
Oh,
always
yeah.
active.
And no, it says
Unless you close your eyes or
blinkers.
blink.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, you'd have to figure out.
You could like seal your eye down, I guess.
That's
Look,
true.
Even that though wouldn't technically be sleeping, so it probably wouldn't work. But I'd have to have the eyes of law to really confirm that.
Interesting. All right. Well, anyway, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section of the YouTube video version of the podcast.
Or text us.
Or text us, yeah.
motorcycle gang
text
driving
Elliot
by?
and he'll let me know. But yeah, we'll,
My number is
Joe, anybody want to say any closing thoughts here?
That's it. Guys, let us know what you think of the new set that we built over a year ago and are getting to use for the first time, which is really fun. And yeah.
and I believe is it next week? Can we talk about the guest next week? Next week we have Peter Rollins.
Yay.
Dr. Peter Rollins, who's going to give us some existential despair on the Valleycast.
Yeah,
And we're looking forward to that.
We talk a lot about virtual reality
Yes.
and
It was a good conversation.
dirt and also
Bettering yourself.
welcoming people of differing opinions into your life
And,
to broaden your thought processes.
Yep, an erectile dysfunction.
Erectile dysfunction. So, guys, if you want to check that out, obviously, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, see the video version, or you can become a patron of the Valleyfolk at patreon.com/thevalleyfolk. And you could get the podcast earlier than anybody else and enjoy this content before anybody else.
Anybody else?
Or you could just listen to it anywhere you get your podcasts. And if you're feeling extra kind of special, or if you're feeling extra nice, you can go to iTunes and you can you can leave a review. You can write a review for the podcast.
new hot take this week on UFOs as well. So check that out.
Thank you guys for listening to the I have hot titties.